At this time, the two talked and laughed with others, and they looked harmonious and natural. Mei-Ching also carried a gift box, which was the same caviar skincare set that Charlie gave to Claire and Elaine. Seeing this, Claire felt very uncomfortable. She asked Charlie, "You said my dad won't cheat, right?" Charlie laughed dumbly. "Oh, my wife, where do you want to go?" Dad and Aunt are old classmates and old friends. They are just having a party and dinner together. How can they get involved with the cheating? Claire said nervously, but don't forget, they are also old lovers. The two of them are each other's first love, and in this situation is the easiest to cheat. Charlie said, "Good wife. This kind of thing is not something we can manage as children. Parents have their plans, so let's not interfere." At this moment, a Buick GL8 commercial vehicle parked in front of several elderly people. A young man walked down from the car. Charlie recognized him at a glance. It was Mei-Ching's son, Paul. When Paul got out of the car, he greeted several old people very politely. At the same time, he handed a gift bag to Mei-Ching. After Mei-Ching took the gift bag, she turned around and handed the gift bag directly to Jacob. Jacob was obviously taken aback, and it seemed that he had shirked several times, but Mei-Ching's expression was very insistent, so he accepted with a little embarrassment. Charlie and Claire were in the car, some distance from them, so they couldn't hear what they were talking about. However, it can be seen from this meaning that Mei-Ching should have asked her son Paul to help, and prepared a gift for Jacob. Seeing that the two exchanged gifts, Claire was even more depressed. Look at Dad and Aunt, they are like ordinary friends, they are like a middle-aged and elderly couple in love. Charlie nodded lightly. He had long noticed that the two people still had a deep affection for each other, and Mei-Ching even named Paul Han Mukin in Chinese, which shows that she has never forgotten Jacob in her heart. As for Jacob, let alone, after being oppressed by Elaine for so many years, they didn't know how much he missed and yearned for Mei-Ching. If Elaine had been evaporated directly when she stole his bank card, then Jacob might have reunited with Mei-Ching now. At this time, Claire couldn't stand it, and said to Charlie, "You press the horn twice to remind Dad, otherwise he can talk for another half an hour." Charlie nodded and honked the horn. Jacob looked over and recognized Claire's car. He thought that Charlie had come to pick him up. He waved at the car with a smile on his face, and then reluctantly said to Mei-Ching, "Oh, Mei-Ching, my son-in-law came to pick me up, so I will go back first." Mei-Ching smiled and said softly, "Tell me when you get home, so I don't worry about it." "Okay." Jacob smiled contentedly. Claire took advantage of Jacob's turn to talk to Mei-Ching, and said to Charlie, "Dad probably doesn't know that I am also here. I'll go and sit in the back row." With that, she pushed the door and got out of the car, then got into the back row. She knows Jacob's car habit. He likes to sit in the co-pilot the most, so as long as there is no one in the co-pilot, he will definitely get in without hesitation. And the reason she wanted to hide in the back row was because she felt that Jacob had a drink, and he wouldn't be able to look back later. Seeing Charlie driving over, he must open the passenger car door and sat in. As predicted. Jacob greeted Mei-Ching and the others, and ran over and came to the front of the car. Without hesitation, he opened the passenger door directly, sitting in and singing in his mouth, "I smile smugly, smile smugly." After singing, he smiled and said to Charlie, "Good son-in-law, you have to come here to pick me up." Charlie said, "Dad, why are you polite to me?" "That's right." Jacob patted Charlie's arm, and said gratefully, "Thank you for the set of skincare products you prepared for Dad today. You Aunt likes it very much." "Oh. This may be my gift for her in my life. The most expensive gift." After that, Jacob couldn't help but sighed. "Hey, I really owe you too much." Charlie heard him talk about Mei-Ching directly, and was still sighing with emotion, but he didn't know that his daughter Claire was sitting in the back row. Thinking of this, he hurriedly winked at Jacob to remind him that there was someone behind him. Jacob was dizzy when he was drinking. How could he have this sensitivity? While urging Charlie to drive, he put the gift bag in his hand on his lap, and said with joy, "Your aunt secretly asked Paul to buy me a gift. Here you see, this is it, I can open it firmly, I will open it and see what it is." Charlie had no choice but to say, "Okay, Dad, I will try my best to be more stable, but you must be careful too." When he said this, Charlie didn't forget to remind him to be careful behind him with his eyes. Jacob didn't know what Charlie meant, and while unpacking it, he said seriously, "This is a gift from your aunt. Of course I will be careful. I can break myself, but I can't touch this thing broken."